it's like any relationship. You have to nurture and support each other. And that's, I believe, true for people and for space. The relationship that we have with space. I think that each has to give back. Give to each other and give back. So it's a very cool field, and it's gotten a bad reputation in many ways. The designer is, they put their own mark on it, and it's not my, and they want to do what they want to do. And it's not the way I see this work at all. It has a real emotional component to it. So my name is Barbara Horowitz, and my company's name is BHS Design. I find designing for myself actually a little more challenging. I don't always have the clarity that I have with a client, and I think that's a reflection of, it's easier for me to read other people and what their needs are, what they want, what their persona is, the image that they want to put out there, and what they're comfortable. When I'm working for myself, while I think I know myself, I question it more, and so I have a little bit less clarity, and I don't take bigger risks. I probably take the same risks, but I'm more anxious about them. So we're in my entryway right now, and I actually, so this is burlap. It's just straight burlap, and I actually had envisioned painting it, so I just was going for more texture than color, but then I put it up, and I ended up stripping these doors. These are original birch doors from 1929 when the building was erected. And I just love the color of the natural burlap. So then we move into my kitchen. I decided I wanted something obviously, as you can see, very open, very clean and modern and somewhat minimalistic. I like to work a lot with textures, so less about color, but more about using different and very subtle textures. So, so I did concrete. These are concrete tiles. It's subtle, but it just really gives a soft, shadowy kind of look and offsets. This is Calacatta marble. And actually these are IKEA cabinets. So I love mixing it up. This is an old Irish farm table. I bought this out in Greenport, New York, which is way out on the East End. These are Mies van der Rohe chairs, and these wing chairs were my mother's, and they're covered in a rose Tarlo toile. And this is love this mirror. I love a little drama. Obviously, I like a quiet look, but I do like a little something. So I find it just adds kind of a sexy look to the room. I have moved a number of times in the last couple of years from a very large home in Westchester, downsized, and it made me take another look around possessions and what we kind of lug around with us in our lives and think that are so important and we have all this attachment to, and so through the course of the moving, I have really minimized my possessions. But this is one of them this was bought, I think I bought this probably about 40 years ago from a designer named Linda Horn. Linda has an incredibly fabulous over-the-top shop on Madison Avenue, and but she used to have a shop in Westchester, and I bought this, and this is one of the things that was worth my carrying around with me. On top of the books, this is an ancient Native American effigy pipe. This is from the Hopewell Indians, and my dad has a magnificent collection of Indian artifacts. So I'm thrilled to have this to look at every day. So there's some sentimental, clearly there's a lot of sentimental things here, but also a well-edited apartment, and hopefully I continue to create a well-edited life. It's important for me to get out of the city and breathe sea air, and I'm a saltwater person. I have a house on the North Fork of Long Island, and so I spend much of my free time out there, and otherwise I'm in museums and galleries and eating great food with friends and family. I see myself in 5 to 10 years still designing. It's in my genetic coding to nest and to design, and it's how I look at the world. While trying to appreciate what is, but also looking at, I really love to see it look this way. But I would say that I would love to work for myself more than for others. I would love to start buying some real estate and renovating and selling it. I'd like to get into that end of the business. For me, I don't have a formula. I don't have it's not, you'll see a lot of designers, I'm sure you have already, where their rooms are pretty similar to each other's, and, it's kind of formulaic, and, it's not, I never, while there are some designers who have a real signature look, who I think are exceptionally talented, it's just not as much fun for me. What's fun for me is to really hook into who you are and who your family is, and what I want you to walk into the room and say, God, every day I love this. This gives back.